There we Oh, nice.
There it
Perfect.
is. Oh,
Damn,
beautiful.
bro.
It's nice, man. It's nice. So I'm taking the time to hang out with you guys.
Oh, we
Um,
appreciate that. With the beautiful weather you got going on over there, damn.
Let's
Where are
go.
you?
In Cancun right now.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
10 days, man. 10 days just to refresh before the season.
Let's go, bro. Yeah, with the whole
Yeah.
family.
Yeah. My wife, my daughter, and then her sister, and then her niece and brother-in-law. So the whole family's here.
Let's go, guys. That's awesome. It's always nice to get a bit get away before, take
Yeah.
a break and come back full force, huh?
Oh man, it's gonna be a busy season. So we'll see. There's a lot of guys that keep on the low still. So they'll be showing up for sure this year.
Yeah. It's only the beginning of the season, so I'm sure you still got a lot more to go.
Yeah. Should be a good one. I mean, it's a good way to start with Sajjad. I don't know. Did he join yet, or do you want me to message him?
Yeah, he's right here.
Can you not see him?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
What's up, Sajjad? Is it Sajjad? Am I saying it right?
Yes, Sajid.
Sajid?
Yes.
All right,
Nice.
Sajid, we appreciate you coming on here, the newest champ in the making right now.
Yeah.
Bro, massive win this last weekend or 2 weekends ago. How do you feel after that win, man? What's going through your head?
Thank you so much. This was my first show here. So, for the show, I was a little bit nervous, because, I was, there's so many people that have good shape. But still, I was confident, and my coach is here. He was telling me, brother, you don't need to worry about anything. Just focus, and of course, we can do better. So, I was thinking, okay, then maybe I can do better. So, I have back home experience, so I was confident. But the game was crazy. I didn't expect that. But yeah, I'm really happy, and I'm excited for the next show. So yeah.
Absolutely. You crushed it, man. You looked unbelievable, honestly. Just came out of nowhere, if I'm being honest here. But you said this was your first show in Canada. Have you competed before this back at home?
Yeah, I did 5 years ago.
Okay, so your first show. So you haven't competed in 5 years?
No.
Where are you from?
I'm from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Nice. Okay. Wow. That's very impressive. Yeah, the look when we saw your physique, both of us were like, what a moose and Sajid cooking up, because this was insanity, man. Like your ratios, your proportions, the conditioning, the detail. A very, very impressive look, man. And how did you two connect? How did you two meet?
So Sajjad, he's always shown interest, but I mean, if I tell you guys that this is Sajjad at 70%, maybe 80% max, you guys wouldn't believe me, because the things he's going through, not just physically, but mentally, I mean, just emotionally, it's a lot of things that I can never get into. A lot of my athletes always ask me, and I just say, listen, guys, there's certain things that I just can't discuss, no matter who's closest to me. This is between Sajjad and I, but I'm telling you guys, that was him at 70 to 80% max. And even prior to working together, he mentioned some injuries that he had, and he's still dealing with a couple of injuries. This guy, here's the thing. I can have my top athlete, including myself, when I was competing. If I was going through what Sajjad is going, I would have pulled out 6-7 weeks out. You know what I mean? This guy is different mentally. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but he's on a different level. So he had some questions about competing, and I told him, listen, if you want to do this, we'll do it properly. But we connected, and as soon as I saw him, I think a lot of people were sleeping on him for sure, because Sajjad doesn't look too impressive till he leans down and fills up. You know what I mean? I posted him before, but no one really was thinking much of him. He posted him on the Toronto Naturals. I think Mani's seen a couple stories of him. I think a lot of people were sleeping on him because he just the way he surprised me on stage as well. As soon as he filled up and we pulled some water. And what I love about Sajid is he never questioned anything. There's a lot of things that he's not used to that we did. He's like, okay, I trust you. You know what I mean? Just one of those guys that you don't get often. He could have easily said, hey, why are we doing this? He just said, okay. Like, I'm like, okay, this guy's not even asking questions. It's different than, and you know, he's like, oh, my friends are saying, you still have this, you're told in this, you know, how? And he just did it. I think he's 1 in a million. And I'm telling you guys right now, I think in a year or two, like, he should be one of the top in the world, in my opinion, with his proportions and his work ethic. But yeah, he just had a lot of questions on Instagram, and we just connected, and you know, we linked up, and the rest is history.
Because you just mentioned when you don't really see his full potential until he leans down. So when he first reached out to you, did you see that potential in him initially, or did you realize that like halfway through prep once you guys started getting to that stage conditioning?
I mean, you can see he's got potential, in my opinion. Like, I love men's physique. I love the proportions of it. I have the eye for it. You know, we won 7 regionals in a row now for men's physique, and 3 first-timers all swept their shows. So I think we know something about men's physique for now. We'll see how it goes. But when I saw him fill up the first time, I'm like, holy shit, I'm like, it's game over. I told him before, even before we saw, I'm like, Sajjad, don't worry about it. He was like, worry about this one person, this other person. I'm like, it's game over. Like, you're 1 in a million. I'm like, once you're done this show, and he can attest to this, I'm like, everyone's going to talk about you, because you're going to be that guy who's going to be that freak that shows up once in a while. And he can attest to that. I told him that in the beginning. He's like, oh, really? The thing is, he doesn't think he looks that crazy. That's the crazy part. You know, he just...
That's actually a good thing.
It is a good thing.
You know those people, it's like the ones who think they look so much better than they are, but the ones who actually look amazing don't think they look good, and then they work harder, and then they end up looking even crazier.
Every time he's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, dude, you look insane. I'm not saying it to say it.
No, you know? No. He does. You're a freak, bro, in the best way possible.
And I told him, you're 1 in a million. I told him that way before anybody even said anything about him. You know, there's a lot of people that knew of him that just didn't think he was going to look the way he did on show day. I think originally, I don't know if you guys know Quentin. Quentin was supposed to chaperone him for
Araya?
me.
Yep.
Araya, yeah. So Quentin was supposed to, and he's like, oh shit, I got to do my guest posing. I'm like, oh, you're a big shot. I forgot. You got a guest pose and shit. And then I reached out to Bobby, and then I got Bobby to kind of get in a chat with me and kind of communicate throughout show day. And I'm very, very happy with the look he brought, and I think we could do better for nationals.
Love that. It's always nice how you can collaborate with other coaches and friends in the industry, because you're obviously in a different province. So being able to have someone there to just, as you said, chaperone him, it's nice that you can do that.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the team lift, I was supposed to fly there. Then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, I have 7 athletes flying in for the team lift. I can't not be there. So that's why it was on the same day that's why you saw the video. We were all watching the results for him.
Yeah, dude, that must have been crazy. Cool. Just going nuts.
Yeah, that was his first, and he kept saying that he wants to make the team proud. Like, he didn't even care about winning, to be honest. Like, it's crazy what this guy's about. He just kept asking me. He's like, I just want to, and we communicated almost daily. Like, we almost FaceTime every day. What I love about Sajjad is he's an open book with me. You know what I mean? He tells me everything. He doesn't hide anything. How he feels, what's going on. Like, he knows I have to know, being in the position that I am in. And I'm just very, very happy to be there for it, because, man, this guy's going through a lot. Trust me. Like, I'll let him talk more, like, mentally. I know he's not going to get into details, but he was going through a lot, guys. Like, I'm telling you, there's not a single person that I know in the industry that would have went through what he did.
Yeah.
Like, I would have quit at 8 weeks out. I'm mad enough to say this. Like, this guy is crazy, man. Like, and to pull it off like that and look the way he did, you can see in the beginning he wasn't even smiling the whole time on stage. I had to like yell at Bobby. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
Bobby, tell this guy to smile. Hey, make sure you fix this. Like, please. Like, it doesn't look like he wants to be there. But yeah,
I was actually
it's a
thinking
lot.
the exact same thing when I saw videos. I'm like, damn, this guy has the entire show. Just add a smile in there, and he's literally perfect men's physique.
Yeah, but yeah, Sajid, I don't know where's your head at, man. What happened to your hand? I know you may not be comfortable sharing, but whatever you're comfortable sharing, please feel free
It's
to.
kind of, like, it's the physical condition. My wrist is like very big fracture here. It's been like 3 months. So during the prep, it's giving like very bad pain. Still, I didn't care. I said, okay, let's do it. Whatever the situation, whatever the pain, I want to do it.
Jeez, man.
So yeah, it's still like I did MRI, so like almost like 1 inch, the fracture here. So yeah, still I did it.
Did you just train through that injury?
Yeah, I think so. But
Luke, let me tell you this, man. This guy literally, when I pushed him cardio wise and food, he's just dizzy, but he's like, oh, I don't care. Just so you know, though, I felt this. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you sure you're good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'll push through every time. On top of it, knowing all the other stuff on the side, I'm like, this guy's crazy. Like, he's literally either crazy or just a pure warrior. You know what I mean? The wrist thing is the minor, like it's the smallest thing that happened. This prep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I genuinely believe mentally this guy with his genetics is going to take him further than anybody. Like, I'm blown away by his mental strength more than anything. The physique was impressive and everything, but what impressed me the most as a coach, and I think you guys can attest to this, being coaches yourself, is having the mental capacity that it takes to be a great competitor. Now you have that. Now time it by 10. That's where he's at, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's a special individual, in my opinion, and it's up to Sajjad how far he wants to take this. It's only going to be what's going to allow him and how hard he wants to push, but there's a couple of variables that need to be in place before he can really, really take it to the next level.
Yeah, a lot of athletes will have the genetic potential, the physical potential, but their mindset can hold them back from actually reaching, those higher levels of competitiveness. But the fact that he has both of those, I have no doubt in my mind that Sajid, you're going to make it far in this sport because you have an unreal physique, and the fact that you can go through this prep and just go through all the adversity into these shows, you've got, the world in front of you, bro. You've got a lot of potential in this sport for sure.
Sure, man.
thank you.
For sure. And sorry, were you
No,
gonna say?
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna. Yeah, you can speak.
I'm kind of used to it. Like back home, like my last competition was 5 years ago, and during the prep, like maybe 10 or 11 days before, I got very bad injuries in like my knees. My ligament is like 70% fracture. So the stage day, I took like 3 antibiotics, and I did compete, and I got like top place. So I'm used to it. I don't care. So, like, I don't like, I can do it if I push a little bit. So yeah, I don't give up.
I respect that so much, man. Where does this mindset come from? Yeah, tell us a bit about that. Like, what do you tell yourself? How are you so resilient, and how are you so consistent in the face of adversity? What do you tell yourself?
Before, like, I started bodybuilding like 11 years ago, just training. And before that, I used to be a like cricketer. The cricket?
I used to play myself. Yeah.
Okay, it's crazy.
I was only good at fielding. If you put me, I was always getting out golden duck. Golden duck, I'm done.
So I should be like, all rounder, batting and bowling both. So like I can say like from childhood, my brain is like built up like, sports mentality. So I don't like losing. Whatever the situation, I have to win. So I build up like this way, So maybe, yeah.
That's so good, man. So you transferred that into bodybuilding now, and then that's the rest is history.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so nice. And how did you find bodybuilding? Like, what got you into it? Like, because you said you used to play sports, but what made you decide, I want to try this bodybuilding thing for the first time?
Okay, an interesting question. Like when I was 7, like after when I was kid, basically, I used to be like a very sick person. The asthma,
Yeah.
like breathing problem. Yeah, I have that. Like, so when when I'm playing, so I was feel better, But after the sports, I took like 1 year gap. So during those time, I feel so sick, Then I joined gym, working out, and I was tiny, My body weight was like 106.7 pound. So I start training, and then I see like I feel better, Like I can breathe like normally. So from that time, I didn't skip working out. But yeah, like for 11 years, like all the muscle I put it on like after that. Okay, because right now maybe I am around 160 to 165, but like lean muscle. I was skinny basically, so I never been a fat person. So yeah.
So I'll show you guys a picture later of his last show, which was I think 5 years ago compared to this past weekend. And it's insane the difference. Actually, it's for Sajjad, like he weighed 150 a day before the show, and then I think by end of the day, Saturday Sajjad, I think you were 158.
Yeah, 158. Yeah.
Which is almost like 8 pounds, and we pull some water out as well in between. So, and it's crazy. We try to push as much carbs as possible, but with his situation, he couldn't even push all the food that I wanted him to push. So we tried to do things last second, and then I told Bobby to do a couple things to make sure we get some extra calories before. But this guy, man,
before the show, I did. My schedule is like night shift. So
I was gonna get to that. Okay,
yeah, tell us.
Yeah.
Listen to this. I get a message from this guy, and I'm training clients on Monday, and he's like, "Hey, so I'm working Friday, Saturday." I'm like, wait a minute, you have the show on Saturday. I'm like, we need to take those days off, like switch at least one of the days. He was working night shift. He was off at 4 a.m. He got off, took a nap, went to the athletes for the tan-in, their first tan, then stayed up, did his hair, then did his tan again and the athletes meeting, and then into the show.
Did you sleep?
Yeah. I don't know, bro.
You still look that good? Bro!
That's crazy.
I'm like, take the day off next time. Take 2 days off.
Yeah,
That's
usually
so
some
different.
people will take the full week off of work, like use it as an excuse. Yeah, take a full week off of work. That's crazy.
He was literally ready to work the next day.
After the show?
Yes, just sleep for 2 hours and go to the show.
Ow.
I'm like, what are you?
That's nuts.
I'm like, where are you from, man? Are you from this planet or what? I need you to get some rest, please.
This savage level work ethic.
Yeah, legit.
I mean, there's more details I wish I could share, because if I told you guys everything, it just sounds made up. So I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut, because I'm telling you guys, this guy, I don't know if he's like, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing where he's at with his mentality, but
He gets
every
it
time
done.
like he's insane. He's a true warrior, honestly. Like with the mental aspect to it, I wish half of my athletes had at least like half of that,
Yeah.
because that pushes them further. I mean, I have some athletes that should get the pro card right now, but they don't have the mental capacity that he has. And you guys know this. You guys in the industry for a while, you guys know the mental strength is what separates a lot of top competitors, especially the ones that are genetically gifted.
Well said, Matt. Well, that's as you said. I love what you said, Moose. Because usually, when someone is genetically gifted, they become so they can be more complacent because they think, "Oh, my genetics carry me." But it's the people who are usually not genetically gifted that have the mindset of, "I'm going to maximize every variable to focus on what's within my control because I know I don't have the gift of my genetics." And it's so funny how that's the case. But when you have someone who has amazing genetics and has the mindset, that person's, I'm sorry, it's game over. When you have that combination, it's game over. Because it's very rare to find both. Do you know what I mean? It's either or. But when you have both, game over.
He can afford to come at 70 and 80 and blow everybody out of the water. People will message me, even Bobby, like they weren't sure, like, oh, it might be close. I'm like, it's not close. I don't know what you guys are looking at. I'm like, it's game over. I'm like, it's game over. If you don't see it, like it's game over. But he can afford to come at 70 or 80% because of his work ethic. You know, there's a lot of variables that could be better. And you know, I think you have I think you have top tier genetics as well. And once you push even further, and I know you're pushing this year, you're gonna be hard to beat. Guys like you and him are, in my opinion, when it comes to the genetics, it's a different ball game for guys like that have a high tier genetics, in my opinion. You know.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, so I know you're doing nationals, so we'll see you there for sure.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, let's that's what I was curious about. So I guess for you guys, obviously amazing package. As you said, that's not even close to being his, 100% because there was a lot going on in first show, but if that's a 70% looks like, then that's phenomenal. So congrats to you too. Now, moving forward, obviously, what's the based of the data you collected, what are some things you're hoping to improve for nationals in general?
How do you go from 70% to 100% off the package he just brought?
Is that like a fatigue management thing? Is that just like a different?
Yep. I mean, fatigue is number one thing. At the same time, just making sure a lot of stressors are down, making sure that we're actually training optimally, and building the areas that we need to really focus on. And I think Luke mentioned that that's exactly what we're thinking of is the chest and the lower lats. I think they need to improve just to be lights out. The posing could be a little better just to make sure that we are not moving as much with the hand. I noticed a lot of movement there. Also angling properly. There's a few things we can work on the posing and just filling up even more. I think we could have came in a lot fuller and looking fresher. It just was a very, very, very exhausting week for him. I mean, the past month was exhausting, but you don't have a peak week like that. And we couldn't even hit all the macros that we have assigned for him every day. It was just a battle of just constantly trying to play around to make it fit and try to catch up every day. You know what I mean? But we have a lot of time to make sure that his chest can come a little bit fuller.
Yeah.
And train him more often as well. Just train around the injuries that we have. So there's the challenges are still there, especially when it comes to his outside of the gym life. But he can, if he just did enough rest, I mean, he would have looked even, I've seen him look even fuller 3 days before, 5 days before that, 6 days before that. So he can look way better. I know he can look way better.
Yeah. So I'm actually curious because what was your peaking process going into this show? Because Moose, I know you're infamous for feeding your athletes like 100 burgers before show. So I'm wondering if that was the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a Burger King 2.0. He had burgers, I think, every single night, and we had 2 right before finals as well, just to make sure he fills up. And I think we could have pushed one more at it. It's crazy. He responded so well. I think with Sajid. He drops, like, he pulls water so fast. Like I'd noticed every time he sent me a check-in, he was just getting the film was just getting tighter and tighter on his physique. So I knew that we could have pushed even more food because his body was primed for more carbs.
He's dry.
So, yeah, I was gonna say that blows my mind because he was super dry.
Yeah, bro. Sorry, go ahead, Luke.
I was gonna say, Sergio, we're not gonna talk about how we did the water this time. There's a inside joke. There's a couple things that we did to make sure that it's very different than what he did before. But like what I love about Sajid is, man, this guy just a robot. Just tell me what to do, I'll do it. I'm not, I'm not used to it, but I'll still do it because I trust you. That's how he is. He's loyal. He's trusting, and he deserves everything that that he had coming this weekend and more to come. But man, the peak for him, I think we nailed it 100%. And the best part is we can just make sure next time is just everything is optimized to the fullest, and he can bring 2-3 more pounds heavier for sure.
Yeah, and one more like funny thing, like peak week, I got max 4 hours sleep every single day. Like,
How's your body responding like that so well? Like, and he's working on top of it like 2 nights before the show. You're a beast.
No, I was panicking for him. I was panicking because I'm like, dude, I need you to, Sajjad, please just get some sleep. Just get some rest. And the one time that he got maybe like more than 4 hours, I see a big drop. I'm like, okay, shit, we need more food. It was such a tough week for both of us. And, he didn't get any rest. Like I imagine, Luke, imagine you're getting 16 hours of sleep the whole week leading up to a show.
It's tough.
And then on top of it, you got 30,000 personal stuff on top. Like I don't know. Like that's why I say that's why I say 70-80%. I could be wrong. Maybe he responds better than all of us. I don't know. But seeing how fast his weight went down the time that he got a little bit more sleep tells you that I think he could even came in even drier and fuller.
Yeah. So Sajid, going into nationals, are you taking a couple days off work this time, or are you just gonna do the same thing you did?
I should, brother. You should, yeah, I was like, mental pressure basically. But still, I didn't care about myself. I was only thinking about my coach and whole team, because I told them like, I want to do something for you guys. That is the reason. Maybe you saw the video, like after the the overall calling, I was crying. I was yeah. It was like a bit emotional. So yeah, like next time, I need a little bit rest. So let's see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, I hear you, man. I just have a lot of respect for that, man. It's never easy. The hardest part of a prep is not necessarily the posing, the dieting, the training. It's the mindset. It's the battle. Because life doesn't stop. Right? Everyone thinks that the moment you start a prep, it's like, well, you still have all your same responsibilities and personal things that you're going through. So I have a lot of respect for you, man. And I'm sure you're like, it's amazing what you were able to achieve, not only for yourself, but for your whole team. So to be very proud of yourself, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm not an emotional guy as well. Like I'm very mentally tough, but as soon as I saw that, man, I think I cried before him, to be honest, because I know what it meant to him, for someone. And with Sajjad, he always just says, inshallah. Like, no matter what I tell him, like, hey, Sajjad, let's make sure we do this. What if he's like, inshallah, brother? Hey, I just need you to make it to the show. You know what I mean? He's just so positive in that aspect that he just wants to just push through. And if he can push through, he'll do it. And it was incredible watching that, to be honest. Like, I think as a coach, I think you guys have had athletes, that push hard and they just make you so proud. I just haven't had anybody go above and beyond like that. And this was the next level. I have some hard hitters, but to go through all that he went through, knowing what he went through, it's 1 in a million for sure. Like he's special in a lot of different ways. And I'm grateful to be in his corner. I'm grateful because I'm learning things from him and just seeing what he pushes through and how he approaches life. It's actually a beautiful thing. There's a lot of potential for him, and just because of the mentality. Forget the genetics, forget everything else that comes with it. Having the mentality in this sport, I think is the toughest thing in my opinion. Luke, you run your business, you got to do that. On top of it, you got to compete. You're trying to be one of the best. There's a lot of challenges, stressors that come with it, that kind of limit your goal of being one of the best in the natural world. You know what I mean? So you get it. Now you have all that plus a little bit more on top. It's a mental battle, and that's where it's won, in my opinion. It's off the stage, outside of the gym as well, because you have to have everything else in check before you go into a show.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think all the top athletes, it's always going to come down to who has the best mentality going into a show or going in throughout the entire prep, because mental resilience is going to beat genetics every single time. You can't really outwork mental resilience, but you can outwork genetics for sure. And the fact, I mean, you clearly have both of those things. So both of those two things combined, you're gonna do some crazy things here. But I was actually curious because we were going over the things that you're working on with him for the future, bringing up the chest, lower lats. What were the things that the judges said for feedback that he needs to work on?
Exactly what you guys said.
Oh, really? Chest and lats?
Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it. I was very impressed.
Oh, nice. We got it. That's good.
You got it. It was bang on. I mean,
Thank
also
God,
confidence. You know, they want him to walk in like he won the show. Like you're one of the top in the world. You know, walk around like you know you're that, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's something, you know, that just comes from just like he had a lot of different emotions and lots of things that obviously being in a new country and you know, last show he did open, he placed fourth back in Bangladesh. So he just needed to build that confidence. You know, for me, as soon as I saw Sajid, I'm like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be one of the best in the world if we just do what I need you to do. And he just kept on, inshallah, brother. That's all he says. He doesn't know how good he is. I think now he's slowly seeing it, because hearing it from me is one thing. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're a coach, there's going to be some unbiased commentary that you're going to give to your athletes. But for me, I try to be the toughest. I have some athletes getting ready for a show right now, and I'm like, straight up, you're not going to be a national level guy. We're going to go for a regional show, and that's it for now. That's how I am with my athletes. So when Sajjad heard that from me, I think it was hard for him to accept. But I think now everyone's telling him that he's one of the best in the world, and the best in Canada for sure, one of the best. So I think now he has that belief in himself that I had in him from day one.
Well, like I said, I mean, I thought I knew I had a good idea about all the top contenders in our area, at least. So when I saw him go on that stage, I'm not kidding, like my jaw actually dropped. That's how insane your physique looked, especially when I saw it for the first time. Tiny waist, dry. One thing is that you never see that level of conditioning on amateur athletes. He brought it. That was pro level conditioning. The arms are insanely massive along with the shoulders, and when he turned to the back, it was equally as impressive. So you have the full package. Yeah, man. So I just want you to hear from me. You have the potential. You have an insane natural physique, and I'm excited to see where you go in the future here.
Same here, man. You have a lot of potential, brother. Keep doing your thing. It's very impressive.
Like out of nowhere, where did you come from? That's what I was wondering when I saw him step on this stage.
Yeah, same. But here's the thing: this is why I don't understand how some people can be arrogant or have an ego. You never just be humble, focus on yourself, support each other. You have no idea who's gonna show up.
Them. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, sorry. Please go ahead.
I held like my competitor in the backstage too, and I faced them posing.
Yeah.
And few of them, I told brother, what are you taking? Just change those things, you know, like for carb load, and they're taking like, you know, some stuff. So I did it, and I feel better. I don't care about anything because I am the champion. I know that. So yeah, and one more thing, you know, like people was like some of my friends was telling me, brother, where to get the motivation, you know. I don't care about it, you know, like back home, like my last competition was, you know, I fight alone, without family, without friends, like during whole prep, 3 months, I did alone during, you know, COVID. So I'm used to it. When I go to the gym and I feel down, but this time I'm blessed, I had my coach, you know. When I feel down and I feel very sad, I call him.
Amazing.
So like, thank you, buddy.
I love you, bro. I love you. Honestly, I'm so happy to be there for Sajjad. I mean, he's like a brother to me. Honestly, he's my little brother, and to be in his corner at a tough
And
tough time of his life, and we're still trying to figure it out right now. You know, it's
I go
just
to the gym. I go to the gym every single day, and I saw myself in a mirror, and I was silent. Like I take a little time, and I talk to myself. Shut up! You can do it, so you have to do it. Go ahead. Like I talk like this. So this is everything. Nobody behind me. Like nobody told, okay, Sajid, maybe you can do better. Like of course, like I talk about my family, like like they don't know about it. Sorry, about like or the bodybuilding. So like I tried my best alone, and when I feel down, I called a coach, and he was always there to support me. So yeah, this is the exact situation.
So amazing, guys. I love that. It's like, as a coach, you really get to see someone's life. It's not what people think it is. You're like a mentor, you know?
Yeah.
One of the biggest support systems for that person outside of like the immediate circle. You are one of their people who in their corner. You see them through all points of their lives, going through whatever it is, relationship things, career changes, personal problems, financial stress, whatever it is, emotional stress, whatever it may be. Like you're there with them throughout it all. So it's definitely a special bond that you two have. And that's why, Moose, when you're like, I cried before him, I was like, I would have done the same thing if I was in your position, because you get to see someone's evolution throughout an extremely challenging process. And not just the process itself, but all of the personal things that happened in his life at the same time. And to see him step on that stage, you just know that, wow, man, like you've been through all of that and you still made it to the end. It's like a culmination, that event, stepping on stage of everything he's worked so hard for, and how he just refused to quit, and how Sajid stepped on that stage, and it's like, brother, like it's like you break down because you see how much this person has put into this, right?
Well, the crazier part is, as soon as he stepped off the stage, he was just so proud. It was the most unselfish thing that I've ever seen. This guy is all about making me proud, making his teammates proud. It's like he didn't even go celebrate. His first thing he did, as soon as he got his trophy and got off the stage, is call me and let us know that he won, and he would even talk about, he was just quiet, and I just thought, I'm a talker, so I just started talking a lot, and I could see all the emotion in his face. It's probably one of my favorite moments as a coach to this day, and I've had a lot of great competitors and I love them, but just the whole journey with Sajjad it's incredible what this guy has done, and to see how unselfish he is, I think speaks volumes about him and his character, especially having a killer physique like that. And I mean, for me, I'm blessed as a coach because you don't get an athlete like that often. Mm-hmm. So it's a blessing. Not just me being in his corner, just him trusting me and being in my corner and giving me the opportunity to be his coach. It's a huge blessing because you don't get that often, an athlete that high caliber, to be honest. So I think it's a win-win situation for both of us, and I'm just grateful to be in your corner, Sajjad, and we're just going to start. I keep telling him we're just going to start it because I know what this guy can do mentally, and once we get a few things in place, I think he'll impress a lot of people, and I think I'm glad that you guys saw what he looked like, because I posted on my story for a while, and a lot of people didn't think that he was going to look that way on stage, but I think the look kind of got everyone's. Even Quentin, he sent me a voice note. He said, "What the fuck, bro? I'm not saying he's not Natty, but I mean, come on." I'm like, Quentin, he's like, it's crazy. He's like, I saw this guy. I'm like, that's the guy. I'm like, that's Moose's guy. He's like, as soon as I saw him, it clicked in. I'm like, yeah, you could have been with him the whole time, He was impressed, and he told me the judge was telling him that he saw Sajjad and he's like, this guy's a fucking killer. He's like, we had one competitor, and that he was talking to Quentin, that was the head judge from San Diego. I think his name was Patrick. He judges pro shows as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So they were having a conversation about him. And then that's when Quentin told me, he's like, bro, this guy, he's the next big thing in natural bodybuilding.
Damn.
Let's go.
You
To
know,
hear it
so
from them too.
that's
means
what
a
I
lot.
mean. They
That's
were in
the-
person.
yeah.
They were like, the pictures and videos don't do him justice. Like seeing him on stage, it's different. I mean, you guys know this. Luke, you saw Emmons, for example. You've seen him at WNBF. Like, he looked even better in person, but it
And
shows.
funny thing is, like backstage, like my competitor, like they was telling me, brother, you are here to killing us. What the hell are they talking about? Like seriously.
That's funny.
And you take off your shirt and they're like,
Bro, Sajjad was just worried about everybody. He's like, oh man, you think I could beat this? I'm like, Sajjad, that's the thing about Sajjad is he's so humble. I'm gonna go with humble. Like, he's just so humble. He doesn't want to think he's above everybody else. That's what I love about him. Is I'm telling you guys, I've never once hear this guy say, I'm gonna come. And you hear that from a lot of competitors. I'm gonna go dominate. At the end of the day, it is subjective. It is not, it could be close between two other guys. It can go either way. But for me, seeing him and seeing his physique and seeing how it looks with the proportions, I'm like, this is 1 in a million. It's going to be, I don't tell my athletes, I'm like, hey, whatever happens, it happens. We don't know what can happen, but we're bringing our best.
Yep.
With Sajid, I told him straight up, I'm like, you are winning at 4 weeks out. I'm like, you are winning. I will bet you anything. And he just says, inshallah, brother. But I'm like, trust me, there is no touching this physique if we peak the way I want you to peak. It's game over. And he can tell you guys, I said that to him at like 6 weeks out. It was game over.
When you know, man. That's it.
I don't say that often. For him, I'm like, this is the look, man. You're gonna be dry and full, and we just need to bring the condition a little bit better. And I pushed him really hard the last 3 weeks to get him out of his comfort zone. And he was feeling dizzy some days. He was pushing through, but he pushed through. He's different.
Yeah. Can you actually tell us about the prep a little bit, especially a few weeks out from the show, how hard you guys were pushing, like when it comes to cardio or food intake, like how that looked like?
You may talk or Sajjad, it's up to you.
Either one of you guys, either one.
Yeah, like, I mean, he's, you know what he told me? He just said, he's like, whatever you got to do, just do it. I'm like, okay. So I would drop his calories. I would push a little bit, slightly more cardio. He just says, I'm like, oh, how'd you feel today? So He's like, oh, I just blanked out a couple times. I saw a little bit white, but no big deal. I'm like,
bro.
I'm like, you sure?
I'm still pushing through.
I'm like, you sure?
It's like, oh yeah, Moose, I just ended up in the ER, but no big deal. We're back,
Back at it tomorrow.
Bro, all I get from this guy is like, I got it, brother. Those Russian guys ready to go. That's what it reminded me of.
Russian guys.
I'm like, he's got a similar accent.
Like unfazed.
Yeah, it was like just another day in the office. I'm like, what? You good? You want to take a day? No, I'll push through, brother. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this guy's fucking crazy, but I like it. Let's keep digging.
Let's go, Sajid.
Yeah.
I respect.
And the crazy part is, like, I'll show you guys how depleted he was. This guy didn't bring it up to me. He didn't say anything. Like, how guys get in their head?
Yep.
Just sends me his pictures. I'm like, oh,
really?
He looks fucking. I'll show you guys how depleted he was.
Fully trusted the process and trusted in his coach.
I was shocked. I mean, especially since this is our first prep and we didn't have too much time. So he wasn't like. I was confused a little bit. I'm like, this motherfucker is flat as fuck. He is literally like. I'll post it maybe today. He looked like he was 20 pounds difference between how depleted he was till the stage.
Yeah, 20 pounds?
No, it looks like it, but it was about 10.
Sorry. Look, my bad. Sorry, I didn't.
But he was dropping like crazy, and he was so depleted. Like, he looked depleted. His shoulders were flat, biceps. You should have some kind of concerns, but Sajid is crazy, man. He just trusted it. Just
Sure.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Damn. Yeah, I'm just checking it out now.
How high did cardio get, and how low did food get?
we got to.
Sorry,
Go ahead, Sajid.
maybe my coach also doesn't know about it. This is my first coach ever. I didn't hire anybody in my like fitness journey.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, we got to 1,100 calories, the lowest.
Wow.
And
So you really dug. Damn.
Yeah, and he didn't complain once. Like, I wanted one complaint to know this guy is human, just one. I'm like, maybe he's just mentally numb. I'm like, just one thing, so I can like know that he's actually feeling something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he just kept pushing, and all I get is inshallah. Sometimes yes, bud, which I got used to it now. I don't get a lot of yes buds, but he just. I'm telling you guys, I sounds like I'm over exaggerating this shit.
No, I believe it.
He's literally insane, bro. Like, I'm telling you guys, he's insane when it comes to pushing and making it look fucking like routine. Like, it's okay to complain a little bit. It's okay to do that. The only time was things outside of the gym that got him emotional.
Mhm.
The gym and the prep itself was like him going to the beach on a walk. He wasn't fazed by it. I could have pushed him further, and he would have been okay.
Okay, Sajid, you made it look easy, but how did it actually feel? Did it feel easy, or were you actually struggling through it?
Like the dieting training thing is okay for me. Like, it's not like too much tough for me, and my training session is crazy. If one of you guys, if like one day, if possible, just join me, then you can feel it. So I do like machine. Okay. So training for me, any kind of training, because like back home, like maybe 7 years ago, I used to be like for like few months a army trainer. So that time I did like a little bit crazy training. So gym training for me, like okay. So of course I do like heavy training, and I'm mentally like pretty strong. I like feel like I'm commando. So like for like gym training and like dieting thing is like okay for me.
Okay,
Go
when it
ahead.
comes to like mental fatigue or energy levels, did you notice those drop at all? Okay,
Yes, brother. I am
so
also human.
he is human.
Yeah. So, but like when I feel like so bad, but if I feel happy, brother, I don't need anything. Like, I'm like this, okay? Like mentally strength. If I feel like I'm okay, like no sickness, okay, and I feel happy, then everything possible for me. Everything, whatever you say. Because like people say like, oh, you are different breed. Yeah, maybe I'm different breed. So yeah, I'm like this. So yeah.
I was telling telling the group, I'm like, I was talking to them and I'm telling them, I'm like, a lot of us complain about the little things in life. We make a big deal out of it. There's people going through battles that are just next level, and knowing what Sajja was going through, I mean, I can only be there in a lot of different ways, like support him, but he has to face these battles every day by himself too, every single day. And that's like 23 hours out of the 24 hours that we talk for, you know what I mean? So when you decide to go on prep and you complain about cardio and low food, etc., you're not ready for guys like such. Like, I'm telling you right now. it's different. It's a different battles that he went through, and to dig through it the way he did is actually incredible. And I'm actually I'm motivated by it. I'm inspired by it. To be honest, I think I want to work harder in life because of him. And for me as a coach, it made me want to go and be a better coach for him. I couldn't let him down. There's no way I can let someone like that down. He's one to push through it all and just make us proud. How can I let him down? Like, I wanted to be a better coach every day, and I hope I did enough to make sure that he was as ready as he can be. But I told Sajid, like I told him, like, I have your back 120%. You know, whatever you need, I'm here. I'm here, and I think he knows that for sure. He does. There's zero questions about that. That's what I mean. That Bobby told me how he was just talking about how I was always there for him, and just let him know everything. This is his first day meeting him up, and just gave me all the credit of being there. Not even like having the physique that he does, and I'm not even there. It just speaks volumes about him, his loyalty, his respect. You don't get that often. I've got my hand bit a few times with coaching some athletes that do well, and all of a sudden they think they're, the next big thing. So, geez, like, yeah, it gets to their head big time. I've had younger guys too, older guys. Happened to me so many times, but this guy, like, his first time meeting someone that I'm sending there to help him, opens up, tells him, like, hey, if it wasn't for Moose, if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be here. How often do you get that? I'm not there to be there to witness everything. I'm getting this from Bobby. But I want you, like, to understand how his mentality works and how he is as a person. It just makes me want to be 10 times better for him, to be honest. So for Toronto, I'm going to be there 4 or 5 days early to make sure this guy sleeps at least.
Amazing. In-house coaching.
I'm off work.
Oh,
I'm going to be like, yo, you get some sleep tonight. I'll get a watch and just make sure I get him to rest. I mean, that's the only way I think I'll be able to do it.
I love that, man. But no. So seriously, guys, huge congrats on everything. Very, very bright future ahead of you, and it'll be cool to see you guys at nationals too in person, right? That's amazing. Your physique is very, very good, Sajid, and your mentality as well, right? You have a lot of potential, brother. You're going to go far, and I look forward to seeing the damage you do on stage, how you continue to make your team proud, make yourself proud, and just continue to grow in the sport, because you have some serious talent, my friend, and work ethic as well. So big congrats to you, man, and to you too, Moose. I know just bringing a guy in like this and having an athlete like this as a coach, it's always a blessing, and it's something that, very grateful for. But it's warranted. When you're a good coach like you are, you also attract people who are like that too. So on both of your ends, great stuff, guys.
No, I appreciate you guys, and we need to see the Natty pod grow a lot more. So myself included, I gotta do a little bit more for you guys, because we need this. I know we have the men's physique, that's for everybody, but I think natural bodybuilding is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And to have you guys do your part, I think all the other coaches need to do their part as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're supporting you guys, and this is the beautiful thing about the sport. Like, just see each other grow, man. We're all, sure thing. On theory, we're all competing and we all want to do well, but we still support each other. No animosity, no ego, all humility, and just wanting to get better and helping each other where we can, and just having good discussions like this, and rooting for each other, and just praying for each other, wishing each other all the best, man. So that's what it's all about, bro.
Yeah, no, love it. Like, even meeting you last year, I think we hit it off right away, and I thought, it felt like we've known each other for a long time. It was just easy, just easy to get along, and talk to each other as if we're best friends. That's what I love. I love that, and I got to meet both of you guys, which is awesome. And even Luke, he carried himself really well backstage, and this is what it's about, right? Carrying ourselves with respect and integrity, and just respect for everybody else. Zero ego. I think it goes a long way in this sport, especially. It can be very ego driven, so to see more of a humility around, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's the thing with the sport. Everyone really has the same mindset and mentality, so it's easy for us to connect and build friendships and relationships like this because, we're all in the same realm here with the same goals. So we just push each other to get there. So again, guys, we appreciate you. Congratulations again on the big win this weekend. I'm excited to see both of you at Toronto Nationals. Sajid and Munene, I'm excited to see you guys on the stage. Moose, I will be there with you on the sidelines. And, yeah, man, it's gonna be a good
we're
weekend.
making it to finals, bro. We're making it to finals.
I can't wait to see that overall battle. That's gonna be
Let's
fun.
do it. Because what class are you? I'm class D.
He's B.
He's B?
B.
Okay. Yeah, I'm class D. We gotta do this, man. We manifestation.
Let's see it right now. Munin against Sajid in the overalls for pro card.
Oh shit.
I haven't seen anybody that's a crazy hitter yet, but you just never know who shows up. It could be some guy.
That's the thing. Nationals, there'll always be people showing up.
Dude, there's so many good, Anton. There's Anton. There's like Jamal. There's Sajid. There's some guy who we don't even know who probably just decided 12 weeks out to do a show, who already sits lean, and then he comes in and you're like, where did you come from?
Yeah, he's gonna do the Barry show the weekend before, qualify, and then show up to Nationals.
Bro, this is a crazy sport. There are literally guys out there who are like, I should try this competing thing. 12 weeks out. Hey, coach, can we do a show? And they already sit lean. He's like, yeah, sure. Gets peeled and you're like, how do you look this good and you've never competed before? This is not a fair game. Meanwhile, we're here dedicating our whole life to this.
We've all seen it happen 3, 4, 5 times already. Yeah. Where someone just shows up and you're like, where the fuck did you come from? Who the fuck are you?
Exactly.
He just did it.
Literally, this guy's proof of that, man. It's literally proof of that. But no, I love it, man. That's the beautiful thing about the sport, man. So much talent out there, and the natural game is just getting better, bro. It's just getting better, and it's so cool to see the growth and evolution over the last few years. So, we look forward to it. Can't wait to see you both in person too. It's gonna be super fun. Have some cool chats, take some cool pics. Just vibe out, man. Have a good day. Have fun.
Go for some food post show. We have to do that.
That would be so dope.
Good idea.
So dope.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, for all the times we talk and seeing each other, like that's something we have to do next time.
I would love that, man. Moose, you can give me the burger and fries that as much as program you're fine. Like
we'll do 4. For your height and size, we gotta do 4.
4.
Oh my god. That's the one that killed me was Ezo, bro. Like 9 I was like, bro, what is this, man? This is black magic.
I think the record so far is Gerp. He had approximately so far that we try to count it just to see how many we have. I honestly think he got 33 burgers in peak week.
1 week, 33 burgers.
I'm pretty sure. Like I went through the text and stuff, and it was a lot of burgers.
4 burgers a day.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That's the record so far. So we'll see if we can beat it one day. We'll see. And he won Van City that day. He won Van City Showdown. That was a good show.
Oh, was that day? Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to see when Luke goes back on stage. Something we gotta know.
I'll be back up there. I'm not announcing it quite yet, but I'll be there this year.
All right. I like that. Dorian Yates style.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it low key.
Yeah, I got a couple of heavy hitters coming for nationals this year that are low key right now.
Also to Toronto?
Yeah. Like one of them won nationals 3 times already. So.
Nice. All right.
So there's some heavy hitters coming.
They've won nationals, but they're going to nationals?
No, they have to requalify, but they've won 3 times the nationals before.
Oh, so they got pro cards in the past, and now they
no. Like they won their class. Sorry, class winners.
Sorry, my bad. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
There's gonna be some heavy hitters that day for sure. I have 3 athletes competing.
This year is gonna be insane, man. I remember last year was cooked, and now it's even international. So it's like some guy comes from Italy, and he's like, you're like, hey man, he doesn't even speak English, and he's like, and he's just
I heard they're not letting the pro car winners compete the next day in the pro show. I had to double check.
It's true, you can.
Because I do have a pro in the pro show in classic physique.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, it's just our biggest challenge was making weight because we were 270. The cab is 227 for classic. Imagine a Natty trying to make weight.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna
crazy.
say, that's crazy, bro.
I didn't even think that was a thing.
If you guys see how this guy looks,
That's wild.
I think he'll be the best natural in the world when it comes to classic physique.
Damn, bro.
I can't wait to see him.
Same, man. I'm excited for all of this, bro.
The density and the size is I still don't believe it. Like I'm like, are you sure you're not doing anything? It blows my mind. The muscle and the condition will be there. Just making weight is the biggest thing, and we're 11 pounds away now, so we made some good grounds.
Myostatin deficiencies. Muscle growth gains.
Nigerian genes, man, they're different.
I was gonna say, I knew it, bro. I knew it. As soon as you said Nigeria, I was like, oh, yeah. Animal.
But I'm so excited to be there with you guys, and Manin, I'm excited to see you battle it out. Hopefully in the overalls, you just don't know who shows up. Same with Sajid. And then I'll be hanging out with Luke. We'll be best friends that day. We'll be
Absolutely
taking pictures and videos, and maybe we'll have a podcast after that about it in person, maybe.
Oh, that would be a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I like that. Awesome, guys. Well,
All right, guys. Appreciate you.
Thanks for joining us again, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.